Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today it is time to do the second update of the Deck of Panning Project Pan. This was started by Emily and Max. I will link her video down below. She also goes through all the rules of how to play and how to do the project. The gist is you pick cards to prompt you on what products you're going to pick from your collection to hit goals on, whether it is to finish them or some usage goal of some sort. I decided to use this as a way to rotate my collection more so than finish anything. Let's get into the products I picked last time and how I'm doing with those. All right, the first prompt is the 10 of diamonds, which at that point it was a glittery eyeshadow. So I ended up picking the I Heart This eyeshadow by ColourPop. This is one of their Super Shock shadows. My goal was to use this 10 times and I used it 7 times since the last update. So I only have 3 more uses left to go on this one. I think it's getting a little bit dry. I don't know if it was always that dry. I used a glitter glue, the next one, and I think that does help it like stand out, but I do feel like I kind of have to really get my brush in there. Sometimes I can't tell if you can really see it or whatever because it is getting more dry and it's a light color. So, but I still like it. It's still usable and I will continue to use it. I'm wearing it today actually. So yeah, I will continue to use this. Hopefully get this one rolled out by the next update. So 3 more times on this one to hit my 10 uses. I drew the 4 of Hearts and that was an A to Z product. I used the random letter generator and it picked you, and I went with this Urban Decay eyeshadow. This is AC/DC, kind of light duochrome purpley blue, and really pretty color. I set the goal of using this 5 times and I used this 3 times since pulling it in last time. So I'm surprised I was able to use it 3 times, honestly, because if you know anything about me, I'm not one to reach for like really bold colors. Not that this is even bold, but like anything that's like not a neutral color, I tend to kind of not gravitate towards. So the fact that I reached for this 3 times and didn't hesitate says something about this shadow. So it's really, really nice. I find it very easy to wear. But yeah, I did only use it 3 times, so I do have to use it 2 more times to hit my 5 times goal. So hopefully, just like the other one, this will be a rollout for next time. The other card I picked was a 6 of diamonds, and that one was just an eyeshadow. So I ended up picking this Bare Minerals Queen Tiffany eyeshadow. Well, it's funny because when I swatched it in the video last time, it was pulling like brown with like copper, and now it looks like rose gold, and sometimes when I wear it, it almost pulls a little purple or like violet. It's interesting. It's a very interesting eyeshadow because it looks different every time I use it or when I swatch it. So yeah, for this one, I wanted to use this shadow 5 times as well. I'm setting really low goals with these, and I used it 2 times. So I liked it the 2 times I used it, but like I said, it looked different on my lids than how I swatched it in the video. So that was interesting. So I do want to play with that and use it with like that glitter primer to see how that will affect how it comes out. So that'll be an interesting one to play around with. I do have to use that 3 more times and then I can roll that one out. In my intro video, I pulled the 8 of diamonds, and that was the newest product in my collection. So I picked the Naked 3 palette to use. And for this one, my goal was to use it 20 times. So 20 different days I had to pull for this one and use every shadow in here once because it is brand new in my collection. So I just wanted to test drive it that way. I did end up hitting that goal for this one. I'm really happy. I used it 20 different days and I hit every shadow at least once. Some shadows I definitely hit more than once. I was saying that this was like a very handy, like everyday palette, but not necessarily one that like is as striking maybe as other eyeshadow palettes because it is a little bit more the basic side. But the more I used it this past month, like I came to appreciate it more and more because this palette just plays really well with all my other eyeshadows and on its own too, of course. And I really appreciate that for like a workhorse palette. Might not be the most like exciting palette necessarily, but it also is a very useful palette. But it's just very versatile. I'm really appreciative of this and I'm really glad to have it in my collection and I can't wait to use it more in the future. So next I picked the 6 of spades, and that one was a mineral product. So I ended up going with this Laura Geller blush in the shade Boysenberry. My goal with this blush was to use it 20 times, and for some reason this week I thought I hit that goal, but I was way off. I used it 14 times. So while that's a lot of usage, it's not the goal, so I still have to keep it in. I literally didn't touch it this week because I thought I was done with it, but no. So yeah, I have to use it 6 more times. I like that it's like a mix of cool and warm tones. Really pretty, and now that I know I still have to use it, I will continue to use it 6 more times to hit my 20 uses by next update. In the intro video, I picked the 2 of clubs, and that one was the most recent makeup purchase. Not to be confused with newest product, I guess, even though that did confuse me the first time. So anyway, I ended up going with the Glossier blush in the shade Storm. My goal was to use this 10 times, and I had used it 7 times the last update, and I succeeded in using it 3 more additional times, which I didn't think I was going to have a problem with. So yes, now I can boot this one out and move on to something else. So I'm really excited because I loved using this blush. I found it very enjoyable. It really made me aware of my love of cream blush, which I only have 2 in my collection right now, and I kind of want to keep that number low because I want to work through things. But I really, really love this. I think it looks really pretty on. Might try to branch out and try other brands, but I like cream blush overall. I think it's a great alternative to just, you know, using powder all the time, because right now I like a dewier look. I like more moisture. So yeah, it's been a really great addition to my makeup collection overall. All right, so for my next product, this was the 8 of Hearts. It was a subscription box product. I did not have any of my own, but my friend had passed some on to me from her subscription box, and one of them was this Supercomb Prep and Protect spray, which is a detangler / prepping product for heat styling. And I finished this up, so I'm excited because this was really good. I did enjoy using this. The brand is called Supercomb, not... I think Lumiere is just like the French version of that word. I'm not sure, I'm not good at French, but yeah, Supercomb is the brand. So I really did like this. I would look into getting this again, actually. I'm kind of surprised about that. I did enjoy it. I thought it was useful, and I missed it when I finished using it. So I think it's functional too. I'm not sure what herbal scent it is. Definitely give it a sniff test if you're interested in trying something like this. It might not be a scent for everybody. I didn't mind it personally. But yeah, I would definitely give it a sniff test. But I'm really happy I got to finish it up because it was in my collection for a really long time. Not a brand that you hear about too often, at least I haven't on YouTube or anywhere. So I will have to do some research on it, but would be interested in adding that in after I maybe complete a couple of other hair products. Definitely surprised about that. Definitely surprised about that, but that's, I guess, why we use our things, so we can like figure stuff out. So that's kind of cool. Okay, now it is time to draw some cards. I have 4 different products right now that have not met their goal. So that means I definitely have to pick at least 1 card. The first one is 7 of Clubs. That one is a fragrance. That's fun. Okay, so I'll put that in. Pick 2 more cards just to keep things rolling, but yet keep things manageable. So the next card... And by the way, I did shuffle all my cards and everything's in there. Just trust. The jokers are in there, everything. So 10 of Diamonds. So 10 of Diamonds is an A to Z brand again. So I have to use my random letter generator, I guess. Next card is the 7 of Diamonds. So let me see. Matches my shirt. Of course, this is a day that I don't have like a regular solid color, but we're gonna find something that has one of these colors in it, or something that is, I guess, cheetah? Is this cheetah or leopard? I don't know, one of those. But we're gonna see what we can do with that. So I will be right back. All right, I picked all my products. So the 7 of Clubs is a fragrance. So I decided to go with this Tocca perfume in the shade Florence, and I have no intention of finishing this at all. In fact, this is one of the perfumes that I was kind of on the fence about. It is a beautiful fragrance. It is very feminine, floral. It's a little bit of a sweeter floral, or I don't know, whatever. So I actually won this in a baby shower, and it came with the Tocca candle in the same exact fragrance. I'm sorry I keep sniffing it. Like, I do that all the time whenever I have a perfume. I just like sit there smelling it in the video. It's kind of annoying. I'm sorry. While I do think it's a really pretty perfume, I don't know if it's like... I don't know if it's one I would have ever picked out. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty enough to wear and use, but not sure if I would have picked it out on my own, kind of a thing. But yeah, I was almost thinking if I wanted to keep it or not. And I think this will be a great way to kind of feel it out. I'm going to set a usage goal of 10 times to use this perfume. I do have 2 other perfumes in a project pan right now, so I think 10 times over the course of, you know, the spring season is a good enough amount of times to use it. So this is what it looks like right now, and I'll be curious to see how much 10 times will bring that down. So maybe I'll end up liking it more than I thought. So that'll be the fragrance. The next one is the 10 of Diamonds, and For that, it's the random letter generator, so an A to Z product. So yeah, I couldn't off the top of my head think of a D brand besides Dior, and I got rid of that Quint. This is the Dallas blush by Benefit. So I know the brand isn't D, but I think that should count as well. The name of it is a D. So I just went with the next best thing. So yeah, I'm going to roll this blush in, and I'm going to set a usage goal of 10 times for this blush. I seem to kind of like the 5 or 10 uses for my projects lately, so I'm just going to stick with that. Since I also have other project blushes going, I think 10 is a fair number. I'm really excited because I do like this blush. It is a little bit more muted of a blush. It's not super bright, and I like that to change things up because a lot of the blushes I have right now are, you know, a little rosier, a little brighter. This has like a more mauve, like, I guess, neutral tone. So I think this will be great to play with. I'm really excited because I haven't used this one in a while. So yeah, 10 times on that. The last one was the 7 of Diamonds. Yeah, and that was one that matches my shirt. And this is actually a dress, but I'm just gonna go with it. If you look at the pattern, there's black, there's white, and there's like this cross between like light pink and brown sort of a thing. Neutral, more so brown than pink, but so I'm gonna go with this palette. This is the e.l.f. Mad for Matte palette in Nude Mood. I've pulled this palette many times over the course of my YouTube channel. It was in a project, that's why there's 2 pans there, but I felt like this matched my top very well. So in this palette, I am gonna pick 3 different colors because I feel like that matches my shirt. But I'm gonna set each usage for each shadow like a little bit lower because I don't want it to be like 3 new products that I'm pulling in. Actually try to use this really dark gray shadow here, which I don't really have a dark gray in my shirt, but it, like, the vibe is the same. So I'm gonna try to use this 3 times. This eyeshadow right here, which there's a matching shade on my shirt like that, I'm gonna use that 3 times. And I'm going to use like this shadow right here 3 times as well. 9 times between all 3 of those shadows. I think that makes sense. I just think it's hilarious that this is the top that I wore today to make things more complicated, right? But yeah, it's fun. We're all doing it for fun, and yeah, I mean, I can always get more use on this palette anyway. So I think those 3 colors, 3 times each, sounds doable. It's like I'm pulling in 3 products, but I'm not at the same time. It's weird. I felt kind of scattered, like picking things and trying to make decisions. But yeah, I'm excited to try the new stuff and hopefully hit some goals on the old stuff. I will catch you guys in my next video. I hope you have a great day. I hope you consider liking, subscribing if you want to see more, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!